Principality Stadium on Saturday. No victory, of course, but there's been debate once again about what the experience is like for fans in the stands. One long-term attendee has told us he chose not to go this time because of behaviour he sees among some supporters. Nicola Smith reports.
The weather wasn't ideal and neither was the result. Wales succumbed to another defeat against New Zealand in a losing streak stretching back close to 7 decades. And for some fans, the experience of watching their team, whatever the result, is changing. This is Craig James and his sons at last year's game against South Africa. They've had a debenture at the stadium, meaning they get first dibs on tickets for 23 years. But Craig chose not to go on Saturday.
We've been going with the same group of friends for 20 odd years, and you know, in the last few years, last 5-6 years, we've really just been switched off with the behaviour in the stadium, and so our attendance has really dropped off. It's kind of crazy to understand that it's, or for me, it's a £95 ticket for a nightclub.
Of course, moments like this capture everyone's attention. The crowd's deafening. But former Wales and Lions player John Devereux took to social media early on in the game to raise his concerns that the overall atmosphere was flat.
From the kick-off, it was evident that the atmosphere was dead. It was dreadful. You could hear a pin drop in the stadium. And playing against the All Blacks, you just needed, you know, you're playing home, you need that extra man, and the crowd always was that extra man, and it just wasn't there.
Blood, blood.
The opposition and the school may not have helped, but John Davis's choir have been given tickets and the task of getting us all singing in the stands at this autumn's games.
We did have some people around us who started singing with us, and I felt it was, yes, it was a positive thing. There was a little bit of puzzlement initially, I think, saying, what's that group of 20 behind us? Why are they singing so loudly? But after that initial shock, I think they took to it quite well.
And how did you feel to be a part of it?
It was, well, I love sport, I love rugby, and I love singing, so it was a brilliant day out for me, despite the result.
Tonight, police say an 80-year-old man who was injured following an alleged altercation in the stadium is still in hospital, and after 2 arrests were made, a 32-year-old has been released under investigation and a 20-year-old is on police bail. The WRU says it's fully cooperating with police and was sorry to hear that a supporter had been injured.